stability of Verratti in the middle. We saw Rabiot dropping back a bit, didn't we, in that final match for Tiomiit in the group stage to almost act as a third central defender. Arsenal, they'll be in red. We haven't seen much of red Arsenal, have we, today?
No, we haven't.
But I think they have to play in red, obviously, with PSG, the home team in this semi-final.
Yeah.
Playing in blue.
So Alex, of course, has to brush off that co-op victory and go again. Of course, Eterito has a little bit longer to mentally switch between co-op mode and 1v1 mode because it is very different. They have similarities, obviously, but it is also very different. But equally, he might still be in the zone, whereas Eterito might drop out of the zone, having a bit more time. We will wait and see.
Here we go then. PSG and Tiomiit in possession. Verratti. Di Maria. Mbappe and Neymar linking up early on. 10 minutes. And a place in the final at stake. Verratti pulling the strings in midfield. Cavani with an early opportunity. Good defending at the back from Arsenal. They could turn this into their own break. Mkhitaryan.
The only times these two players have met have been a pretty cagey affair, other than, of course, that stunning 4-0 victory by Alexalguacil the last time they met. So a few worries for Tiomiit, possibly, especially if he concedes early, and he almost did. Lovely football again from Alexalguacil. Good save by the goalkeeper.
Mbappe. Now Cavani on the halfway line. I get the feeling already that these two players are not going to sit on the fence and play cagey game management football.
Absolutely not. Unless Tiomiit scores first, and then he might go into pro mode.
Oh, definitely.
We will wait and see.
Meunier playing in the middle there to watch away the danger, but it is offside, the move up to Cavani.
The first of the two semi-finals yet to really burst into life. We are, of course, still fairly early, just coming up to that 15-minute mark. Just checking each other out so far.
Mkhitaryan to Aubameyang. Di Maria for PSG. Once a former Manchester United player, playing reasonably regularly against Arsenal in England's Premier League. Cavani to Di Maria. Back onto his trusted left. Cavani into the box. Neymar, is there a chance? Is there an opening for Neymar to get a shot away at goal? Mbappe goes for it, and it's saved well by the Arsenal keeper, Cech. Yeah,
it's a good save in the end from Cech. It looked like potentially there was a little nibble by the defender just here on Neymar. He stayed on his feet, and the play continued, and the goal almost came through Mbappe, but it was a good save, like you mentioned, from Petr Cech, and it's the first set piece of the game so far. 18 minutes on the clock. And it's going to be taken by Angel Di Maria from Argentina. And hacked away, of course. We have one player from the Americas here, still in the tournament, in the form of F. Mestre from Brazil. The rest of them are from Europe, France, Spain, and of course Italy, making up that other three in the four players in the semi-final here. 22 minutes gone, still deadlock between PSG and Arsenal. Tiomiit 0, Alexalguacil 0, and no real chances until now. It's Neymar, he's onside. It's 1-0 to the Frenchman.
That was the opening he was trying to carve out, and call as you like, he knows nothing is won yet. He's not into the final. There's still a long way to go. Neymar, who's not been coming up with the goals, it's all been Cavani today for Tiomiit in the PSG front three, finally gets a goal. He stood on his feet in that move prior to the goal. He has this goal, and Tiomiit is in charge against Alexalguacil early on.
And I feel I had something to do with the goal, because whenever I say nothing is happening, we get a goal. It's exactly what happened. And again, you saw there, Alexalguacil using, it looked like manual goalkeeping, because he came and then he checked back because he realised potentially it might not be the best option. By then it was too late. And of course, it was turned home by Neymar Jr. And as you mentioned, he's been a bit quiet so far today for Tiomiit, but he's burst into life, as has Tiomiit, the Frenchman, and he leads here in the first of the two semi-finals, which will be just one game, remember.
Yeah, so Arsenal and Alex cannot sit back. They have to go for it now, basically. They need to try and score as soon as possible, because the longer the time goes on, we know what a good game manager Tiomiit is. He will be progressing to the final, and he can sit back and kind of relax a little during the second semi. There's definitely an advantage, I think, to playing in the first semi, because you can check out your opponent next time without the pressure of waiting for your match.
Equally, you've got longer to wait then for the final. So I understand what you do. I understand what you're saying, of course, but it is a bit of a double-edged sword when it gets to this stage. And you've got to remember that the same rule applies in terms of Alex and Tiomiit. Tiomiit's had quite a long time to rest and recuperate and get ready for this semi-final, whereas Alex has gone straight into it, and it will work for and against for the two reasons that we just suggested.
Mbappe.
I'm playing devil's advocate, Andy. That's what I do. I understand what you're saying. I probably agree with you, but I thought I'd argue the case anyway. As the ball goes back to Mustafi.
Bellerin, who's not really had too much possession on that Arsenal right side. Willock, Welbeck, a nice move from him to Mkhitaryan. Not quite nice enough, though, because PSG have possession back. Neymar the target over the top from Rabiot. That was almost a sloppy pass, but it did get to Bellerin. Aubameyang. Mkhitaryan. Aubameyang again. What can Welbeck and Mkhitaryan do? Not a great deal, but Arsenal still have possession. Maitland-Niles. Mkhitaryan looking for Welbeck. They're creating the chances.
Yeah. It's just the first sign in the game that Alex went through the paces a little bit. He applied a bit of pressure, and of course Tiomiit came up with the goods defensively, but it wasn't plain sailing as he hacked the ball clear for a corner. And can Alex capitalise?
Maitland-Niles will take the corner into the final few minutes of this first half. A second would be much appreciated in this game, and more appreciated for Arsenal if they can level. That was a big opportunity.
Wow. He went straight through that, and that would have been some goal, stinging the palms of the goalkeeper. We are yet to see a real stunning long-range finish. We saw a lot of those in the regional finals, but yet to see them today. It's been more of a scrappy affair in terms of the goals. Some close ranges more than anything. That was the first real flash chance. Maybe they're saving that for the final. A true showstopper.
Bellerin with the cross. Mkhitaryan controlling well, but losing out possession-wise to Verratti. Is the break on for PSG? No, because it is half-time and it's advantage to Tiomiit. 1-0 He leads the Frenchman, playing with PSG against his Spanish rival Alexalguacil in the Arsenal red.
And again, to use a word that I often use with Tiomiit, efficient and calm. Alexalguacil has had 3 shots, none on target. Tiomiit, 2 shots, 1 on target, 1 goal.
They're underway straight away. Both players wasting no time at the break. Willock for Arsenal. Dispossessed by Verratti. It's happened a few times in this match and indeed throughout the day. Neymar now. Looking to use the space on the left side. Mbappe, great control from the young Frenchman.
Remember, a second goal here for Tiomiit could surely book his place in the 1v1's world final here in Barcelona.
Aubameyang. Maitland-Niles sees Welbeck making the run. That's a good interception from Thiago Silva, the captain of PSG. Yeah, no risks at all, really, from Tiomiit and PSG.
No, there is one word you certainly can't say about Tiomiit, and that is elaborate. He does everything within itself. He plays the percentages, and so far it's working up until now, because Alexalguacil is level. And we were talking about a show-stopping finish, and it wasn't outside the box, but it was a belter.
What a goal, what a way to equalise in the second half of this first semi-final, this one-off semi-final. It's not best of 3, so the momentum, you have to say now, is with the Spaniard. It says it right there, 1 apiece, it's all level. in this semi-final. A good move out wide. We've seen a lot of goals through the middle, but it started out wide. A lovely back heel, finished off in style. Top corner. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's taken Alex a while to get into the mode of 1v1, but he's there in some fashion. It's a hell of a finish, that. Absolutely incredible. And look at what it means to him. He knows he wants 2 trophies, 2 titles. He, of course, came short in 2017, getting knocked out in the group stages the first time he was in the Major World Finals. And even though he has tasted victory closer to home, this is the biggest stage he has been on in his PES career, for sure, in the 1v1s.
Offside on Cavani, and it certainly now asks a few questions of Tiomiit, because we know Alexalguacil will go for it. We know he will be the more offensive player, so Tiomiit has to be organised at the back, but also wary that if he doesn't attack, then he's not going to win, because unless it goes to penalties and he has an outstanding penalty shootout, the advantage will be with the player that will go for it and attack.
Absolutely. You've hit the nail well and truly on the head, and we've noticed again, neither player electing to use the headsets. They want the atmosphere, and they are listening to every single word. Although, of course, game focus will probably take over and they will block a lot of it out, as Alex just calms proceedings down. He doesn't want to get into a case of just equalising, doing all the hard work and then throwing it back out at the other end.
Mounier into the middle. It's worked its way to Marquinhos, and Marquinhos is part of the attack, hoping to allow Neymar through, and it was a close opportunity for PSG to retake the lead. The opportunity's still there, perhaps, in the box. Eventually cleared away. Now Aubameyang. Lacazette, who's on as a sub, as you can see.
That was real heart-in-the-mouth moment there, wasn't it? As the ball ricocheted around inside the penalty area between goalkeeper and defender. He's escaped and he's down the other end now through Hector Bellerin.
Bearing into the box towards Lacazette. It's hooked away by PSG up to Cavani. The pressure is on now for Tiomiit and PSG.
Coming waves of possession, isn't there? Waves of territory for both of them. You can't really say this game is necessarily completely swayed towards Alexalguacil, because every time Tiomiit gets the ball, he fashions some form of attack. But it is breaking down at that last final pass for both of them at this moment in time.
Neymar challenged, but he stays on his feet, sort of, on his knees. He did well there. Neymar, the goal scorer.
Stays on his feet, sort of, on his knees. AKA not on his feet. Good, love that. 71 minutes gone. How do you see the final 20 minutes happening?
I think we'll have goals. I think we'll have goals, multiple.
Multiple?
Because extra time happens so quickly, it's definitely a penalty shootout if you get to that point, really. It's very hard to score in extra time. It flashes by you, the 15-minute game time in each half of extra time.
Certainly when both players have made changes, etc., because as they often do, fresh legs in extra time, it sort of stifles proceedings a bit. So we are looking for a breakthrough right at the end here in the final 15 minutes. It is the sort of semi-final we were expecting. We said most of them have been tight between these two before. It certainly is that.
Lacazette swapping passes with Nelson.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Lacazette's still in there. And it's a goal. Arsenal are ahead.
Oh, he's given it.
And the lead has been taken now by Alexalguacil right at the death. Is he going through to the final after trailing by 1-0? He got the equaliser, the Spaniard, and now he is in front.
Wow, wow, wow. As the ball broke, he turned it home, and even he didn't know whether it has actually been given as a goal. And finally the confirmation came in. He thought it might have been offside. It wasn't. It was onside, correctly decided by the linesman. And he has his second goal. He's turned this game well and truly on its head. And now it's Tiomiit who has to come from behind to get back into the game. And that's the moment he wasn't sure. But then the emotion, the elation, as the goal was confirmed, and he is heading towards his second final of the day. This is incredible from Alexalguacil.
It's all changed now. You can see the attacking nature of PSG. Neymar, Cavani, Verratti's almost playing as a number 10. You've got Di Maria and Mbappe in the mix as well. He's got to go for it, Tiomiit. He knows it. Meanwhile, Alex can kind of sit back.
Yeah, and now what we're seeing is something we don't usually see in Tiomiit having to chase a game. And that's when we've yet to see him really be tested, going behind. And of course, last 10 minutes or so, he's now got to completely open up and go against his nature almost. Alexalguacil now has to game manage these final 10 minutes to make his way through to the World Finals. We will be, hopefully, if we have time, going to a mix zone for some reactions after this game before the second semi-final. But this semi-final hasn't been decided yet as Tiomiit's in. Oh, he's gone too far, has he? Yes, he has. He's gone down. Nothing doing, says the referee. Still in the danger area. It's a real mix-up from Alexalguacil, but he has escaped. Andy.
Oh, that was so tense for Alex and for Arsenal and for the Spaniards who are supporting him not only here in Barcelona but around the world. The danger's still not averted entirely because there are 5 minutes remaining. We do surely have time for another goal. Maitland-Niles in possession. The pass was aimed towards Aubameyang. It's back with PSG only momentarily. A lot of mistakes are creeping in now as it gets very tense in these final few minutes of the first semi-final. At the moment, Alexalguacil is progressing. There are just 2 minutes of game time, normal time remaining. What will happen and how much added time will we see? I don't think we'll get many more.
There hasn't been too many stoppages, Andy, and to be fair, Alexalguacil is heading for history right here because he's heading for a second final here at the World Finals, and he could potentially win both modes for the first ever time. This is absolutely incredible. Eterita also has that chance in his semi-final. If he were to get through to the final, he could do it as well. But this is truly something special. But don't write off Tiomiit because he has one last chance to take this game to extra time. He's into the danger area. He's played one pass too many. And that is that.
2-1. Alexalguacil makes it through to the final, his second final of the day here in Barcelona. He came from behind against Tiomiit, the Frenchman playing as PSG. Disappointment for him after an unbeaten group performance.